Okay, today I received two motherboards. They're DV9000s to work on, and surprisingly enough, these are returns that just came back from Precision Division, a company that no longer exists, but they came back from him, and he finally sent them to his customer, and his customer finally sent them to us. Okay, so we can tell that one board was actually worked on and one was not. Pretty telltale and evident. And we're going to explain a few things as we go through this. What we first see is this board has the epoxy on the outside and some other things, but it also has a hot glued power jack. We don't know if that came per the customer or per Precision Division's excellent repairs, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this off and fix it, because we have the capability with our incompetent staff here to do that. So this one seems to be a general reflow. We'll probably get to it and do a reflow on it and see if that fixes it, but it's a no video and the power jack's bad, so we're going to put this one off to the side. Now, this is where the real fun starts. What we have here is a DVD drive not recognized, does not shut down, trackpad not connected, and the power connection glued on. So first thing we can tell is with this glued on connection, we can see that the case is cracked on the side here and it was glued in. Easy way to tell is we can actually see the line all the way. So we know that that was glued in, and that's because it was broken. So it was either broken in disassembly or it was just broken in general. But here's what we notice when we first get this system. Now, I've turned it up on its side, and we can see that there appears to be something underneath there. But what we're going to do is take this previously worked on system's heatsink off. Now remember, I just opened the box, and this is going to be the first thing I do is take this heatsink off. So I haven't done anything. We're going to unplug this and flip this bad boy over. So we see it's an MCP chip. We see that there may or may not have been some epoxy on the outside. General rule of thumb on a AMD 9700 system, they did put epoxy on there, so it appears that the epoxy was taken off, and it appears that copious amounts of Arctic Silver were put on there, just squirted everywhere. Arctic Silver is and will continue to, hence by its name, it's not Arctic Gray, it's Arctic Silver. It has silver containing by volume in it. So it has silver, and that makes it conductive. Squirting it on everything like that will cause it to conduct. But here's where the real winner of everything happens right here. We have heat sinks. We don't have one heat sink. We got two. And if you've watched any of our previous videos, this is our atypical Precision Division goes to Walmart, buys him some Reynolds wrap, and makes him a bubblegum heatsink by folding up lots and lots and lots of layers of stuff and then squirting Arctic Silver in between them, which I have Arctic Silver all over me. So we know that this is a precision division machine just by principle and by the repair we see. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fix it. We're going to take it, put it on the heater, and we're going to actually reflow it and do it right. Not with a hot air gun, not with something that we don't know that we're doing. We're going to use this machine right here. And yes, it does kind of look like a medical machine. So what we're going to do is take this and redo it, and we're going to make sure it works. We'll get it done here, get it started here in a second, and see what we can't finalize. Okay, so we have our tag on the wall. Make sure we keep this organized. We've cleaned these chips off, put cleaner through them, and so what we're going to do is take and reflow this system here in a second, and see what we can get out of it. So we got to let it come up to temp, and then we're going to cut it on and see where we go with it. So it's going to take a few more minutes for it to get up, and then we're going to go from there and start reflowing it. Alright, so now we're reflowing it, and we're going to let this go and do what it needs to do to get the chip reset, and then hopefully we'll have everything done and go from there to get it finalized, testing it out and everything. So just for the sake of time and effort, we've taken the other board and put it on there, and as we can tell, it doesn't appear that anything was done to it. So we have no thermal compound or anything like that. So what we're going to do is let this one heat up, and then we're going to throw it through the flowing process also and see what we get. Okay, so now we've taken our systems off the unit over there, and we have it set up here, and everything's connected. We weren't getting SATA and hard drive recognition out of one of the boards, and we were not getting video out of another. So what we're going to do is scroll this over to our diagnostics, and we've already ran the diagnostics on it somewhat for the hard drive, so we know that the hard drive's being found. We know that it's registering. So if the SATA connection for the hard drive works, then we understand that the SATA connection for the DVD drive is going to work. And we know that the USBs are working because we have a USB keyboard hooked up to it. So our understanding is that, that's what's going on and whatnot. So as we go through here, we can see that the system's working. So this will be the first system that's done. We'll take the other board and check it and see what we find, and if we go to the same place with it. So that'll be the next video. So we have our second board here, and as we can notice, it's up and running also, and seems to be doing what it needs to do. So we're going to go over here to the hard drive test and see what happens with it, see if it checks out the hard drive. Now, an interesting thing about the hard drive that we have, connector piece on it was broken, so that seems to be the reason why it failed with the other test, because it wasn't completely seated. So we'd have to go back and check that one to see that it's doing what it needs to do. But appears the hard drive's doing the same thing here. But nonetheless, we have working system here, whereas one didn't work and one did work, but had some value issues with what was going on. We'll actually reboot this one and see if we get it to start up, and see if it'll give a no hard drive failure or whatnot. So let's see what it does. So it's started up, it's booted. It's got a cursor up in the corner. And the hard drive seems to be running down at the bottom. This is one of those ones that's not definitive, with our only connector piece being a broken connector piece for the hard drive. This is going to be one of those ones that's, by broken piece, what I mean is this portion right here is broken, and with it being broken, it doesn't fully latch into the system. So you may have some pins that aren't making contact, and it would give you a false positive. So from the top you may see it like that, or like so, but that latching portion is what holds it into the actual SATA connector there. So with that portion being broken, there's not much we can do. So and that being our only test system, that's the only one that we have for right now to test. We're kind of bottoms up on that one. Another point to make with this system, as we're taking a look at it, you can tell that green PCB looks like this. It does not look like this. What this is deformation caused by hot air or heat. And what that is that's discoloration. So you have good PCB that didn't get hot, and this is a hot spot. Well, if we take a look, we see that the hot spot was right here. So what we're noticing is that system was overheated with a hot air gun as part of a repair, and that wasn't caused by us. That was well before we got a hold of it. Actually, this came as a return from Precision Division, so you can guess that's the quality work that they're doing nowadays, or they've been doing the whole entire time. So that's what you get for that one right there. So we have two working systems, and we'll let them go back to the customer, and they'll give us the feedback and tell us everything on it. But for right now, we're going to call those fixed, and that'll be that.